No. 1, 2, 3. I want to be able to see everybody's faces.
All right, I'm getting 1, 2.
Everybody else get up there. Take a picture.
Well, you know, for the last couple of years here, DR's been a team leader. Starting back when he was a ninth grader, he got several good key starts for us on our Final 8 playoff run, and from there he's really grown. You know, he's turned into our #1 starter on the mound and our best offensive player over the course of the last 2 seasons. And as we get ready for his senior year this year, we're looking for even bigger and better things from him. We're looking for him to be a guy that competes for maybe a Player of the Year type honor in our region. But he's a special kid. He's a kid who doesn't come along every year. I mean, you know, he's got a combination of work ethic, and he's got a tremendous heart, a desire to make the guys around him better. He's just that kind of guy. You know, he's not real quiet, but yet he's not real loud. He leads by example. He leads by word of mouth, and he's a tone setter for us at practice.
He does little things. Could you describe some of the things he does that, you know, maybe the normal baseball fan doesn't recognize as something kind of brilliant?
Oh, sure. I mean, just all-around versatility in his game. I mean, he's got a clue as what's going on offensively, defensively. He can play multiple spots on the field, and then on top of that, he can pitch. But some of the little things that people don't know about are, you know, runners on second base and he's playing shortstop, and you know he knows when to flash in behind a guy. He knows how to signal the second baseman to the second baseman and our outfielders what pitch we're throwing, so that our outfielders know how to cheat. You know, he understands a lot of the small details that go inside of movement before the pitch and reading a hitter's hands defensively. From an offensive standpoint, you know, he hits the ball well the other way. So when you see a guy take the ball deep at home plate, you understand that he's trying to hit the ball the other way. And a lot of guys do it on accident, but he does it on purpose. So he's got a really good breaking ball, and he's able to mix up his fastball both inside and outside. And over the course of last season, coming into this year, we worked real hard on changeup. So looking for him to just take a large step forward, even though he's already probably one of our top 3 players that we've ever had play here.
You played at the next level. What kind of adjustments will he have to make, especially pitching, facing pitching at the next level?
Well, you know, the biggest adjustment he's going to have to make is that every player that's on the field with him is going to be just like him. In fact, maybe even better, which won't scare him because he's a hard worker. I mean, he gets after it at practice. He gets after it in the weight room. He's not afraid of a challenge, and he's not going to cower to that. You know, Barney, sometimes guys go to school and they're freshmen all over again, and they don't want to wait their turn. But he's not going to be that kind of kid. He's going to do what it takes to be successful, whether that's, you know, he has to go through some growing pains, because he's going to see velocity every day. He's going to see guys that can run. He can see guys that can hit. He's going to have an opportunity to play in one of the best junior college baseball leagues, not just in the Southeast, but in the nation down at Chipola. And, you know, I'm very familiar with that program because I played junior college baseball in Florida also. I'm familiar with how good the baseball is going to be, and I believe he's going to rise to the challenge that's in front of him.
Well, this summer I played with a travel team called Game On, and they had college coaches at every game, sometimes double digits in college coaches, and Chipola happened to be one of those colleges, and I was very interested in it.
What did you like about the school and also the facilities?
It's a very nice junior college facility. It's one of the most, I don't know how to put it.
What do you think about the challenge of playing at that level?
They're a good level. They're one top 5 junior colleges in the nation, and I can't wait to go there for 2 years and maybe transfer somewhere else.
Explain what kind of options you have going to JUCO as opposed to going to a 4-year school.
Well, I could have went to a Division I school that would have been bad and not wanting to win any championships, or I could go to a good junior college and win a championship, then go to a good Division I school.
And what skills do you think will help you there that you've learned, like for example with the Bulldogs?
We're going to see better competition, and we're just going to train and get me ready for the future.
And what do you hope to accomplish there in your 2 years?
Get better and make it farther.
DR's first ball game, do you remember it?
T-ball. Well, I'm sure organized it would be T-ball.
Were you the coach?
Yeah.
What do you remember?
I remember that he could catch the ball back then because that was the first thing that we learned when he was able to even put a glove on. And when we first started organized T-ball, he was very adept at catching the ball, even backhands.
And you coached him for a long time, didn't you?
I sure did.
What did you try to teach him about baseball?
Well, he being a student of the game, so he really taught himself. I mean, he would watch on TV and watch what they do, and and I would say, watch them when they're swinging at the ball, watch where their head is when they miss the ball, and looking at the plate, and watch the infielders and outfielders. And, he learned a lot from watching on TV, but we also practiced a whole lot out in the yard, and that was what he'd come home. I'd come home and he'd say, "Daddy, let's go out and practice." And Daddy throw me stuff that I can't get. And that's how he got to the level he's at now, is trying to do the things that, almost impossible to do.
He's an all-around athlete. Why do y'all think he gravitated toward baseball? Because a lot of kids, they find baseball to be boring, but he never has.
That was his first sport. But we also had a basketball goal out there in the country, and him and his big sister would get out there and practice that basketball every day too. And they were just all around athletes, hunters, and anything else.
And they also did gymnastics, both of them.
DR did gymnastics?
They did, both of them did, which to me helped with the agility in all their sports and really kind of got them started and helped with strength.
Well, I know he can play golf, and he can play tennis, and he can
Soccer.
play any sport. Is there any sport he's ever tried that he's not been able to master?
And you don't want to play them in ping pong.
That's what I hear. Very good at table tennis.
Yes.
So what's it like to be his biggest fan, because you've been at all his games?
I'm excited, very humbled, just proud for him because he's fought a lot of other battles along the way, but he has proven that hard work and dedication and basically a passion for the game. We've never had to make him practice. He's always wanted to practice. Used to cry if we made him come inside at night because it got too dark to throw, but I'm just very, very proud for him because, he's just set his goals high and has continued to just persevere.
In baseball, you really have to work hard for a big-time scholarship like this, don't you? And tell us about some of the things he's done over the years that have helped him to get to this point.
Well, his dad found the travel teams. You want to tell about that?
Well, we had a travel team until he got to middle school age and I guess the junior age, and then I found the chain Dirt Dogs, and they welcomed him aboard, and he played with them for a couple of years, and then he gravitated onto this Game On that he played with this last couple of years, and that really got him opened up because they go to a lot of different places and play, and a lot of college coaches and even baseball scouts are there, and so he was exposed to big time ball then, and he jumped right in it. He's never been intimidated. He plays up to that level.
I guess the only bad thing about going to Chipola is it's in Florida and it's a long way from here. And how do y'all plan on following him for the next 2 years after this?
I will continue to drive.
I look at the silver lining. It ain't Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't have to go back up that 75 north
You plan on being there a lot?
Yes.
as much as we can.
Yeah.
What do you like about watching him play? I mean, is it nerve-wracking or just enjoyable?
Two perspectives here.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the moment. She's over here. She has to get up and walk away sometimes.
I'm good with a shortstop, but I get nervous with him on the mound. But he told me to get over it, so I'm getting better. So I'll take pictures to calm my nerves for him. And I'd just like to say thank you for everything that you've done for him to help him all through the years and for archiving all the memories. I mean, there's nothing better than going back on a Friday night and listening to the state championship when he was how old? How old were they?
9 or 10?
9 or 10,
Yeah.
9 or 10, and that I miss those days. I mean, people just don't know; they take it for granted. But it's like we tell DR, athletics is one thing, but you got to keep your academics there as well because one injury and it's gone. And he's done that. He's got like a 3.95 GPA, was ranked 10th in his class the last time I checked. And if I had any suggestions to anybody, they need to make sure that their school comes first as far as wanting a scholarship like this, because every call that he's got, first thing they ask him, what's your GPA and where are you ranked? What kind of student are you?
Do you have to ride him hard, or does he do it on his own?
No, he's done it on his own. I can honestly say we've never had to really help him with his homework or anything like that, but we also, you know, both being teachers, have, you know, put that work ethic in them too and made them read, and all of it's paid off.
I will say this, no matter what level he's played on, he's never been intimidated. He's played up to that level and sometimes above it. And proof of that is his freshman year. You saw him stand right in there with the seniors on that Toombs County team that went to the playoffs, and ended up being, you know, a starter on that team as a freshman, and that speaks for itself too. But like I said, any level that he's played on, he's always rose to that and above it.
And I think never settling. I think he never stops, he never quits, and it's just a matter of always making yourself better. He still goes to the baseball field basically daily. He'll find somebody to go and throw with him or whatever, but it's just hard work. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have hard work and that kind of stuff and dedication, you're not going to go anywhere.